Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Hello, viewers around the world. Welcome to another edition of Between the Lines, our week starter news program. And joining me here is the great man, Dr. Olufemi. Olufemi, welcome to Between the Lines this 27th day of October 2025. How are you, big man? How are you?
I'm great. I'm doing well, my brother. How are you too? And fellow Nigerians all over the globe. How are you too?
You're welcome. Thank you. Dr. Femi, it's interesting times we're in now. Interesting times when occurrences happen every second. So what we do is the little one, we can just take around, we analyze and look into it. So you're welcome. Between the Lines is the program. I want to also apologize for there's a change in time. Dr. Femi, I don't know, UK, did you guys change your, did you go?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. For our viewers in other parts of the world that don't know, there's this daylight saving time that happens in Europe and in some part of the world too, where the time comes forward, to add more time to human activities. And sometimes when it's summer, it comes backward to also add more. So we change time. So now the program will, this program should be 7 p.m. Nigerian time. And that's how it should be. So, but because we didn't get it well, we're doing 20 p.m. Nigerian time, 8 o'clock. And I think that would be 7 p.m. your time, Dr. Femi. Is that correct?
7 p.m. UK time.
Okay, so we'll roll back next week. It has to be 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Yes, it has to be 8 p.m. Okay, I'm trying to think of it. All right, Dr. Tell us what's happening. News around the world. A lot. Let's start with the very sad news of one person so far has died in a Lagos building collapse. It's not a good news. We had that this morning. We got it direct. Dr. Femi, let's look at this building collapse. And I mean, we have this issue times in Nigeria, all parts of the world. But let's look at it in the Nigerian context. Why are infrastructures falling and killing people? Why are we? I mean, why are the infrastructures not standing strong? Dr. Femi, what do you think?
Thank you very much, Mark. I think the truth is not far away from the fact that our integrity is not strong. Commitment to work and to ethics is not strong. Our commitment to doing the right things are not strong. So you find that when you have business, we have a construction site like this, you find people doing things backhand job where they need to do 100 bags of 10 bags of cement. They will do 8 not to sell off 2. When they're going to do iron bars into the concrete, they're going to put 200 by 150. They will put 50 by 100 not to get cheaper rate and money out of it. So even recently, someone just found out that some part of the coastal road, there's supposed to be concrete with iron in it. somebody discovered that the iron that was put in there, some people have taken the iron and sold it, and they're just putting wire gates into the thing. So that's how terrible we are as a people. So when we're talking about this,
Oh.
everyone's a government. People that are for
Mhm.
government comes amongst us, and they're doing so.
Amongst
People
us.
collapse like this are a function of when people don't do the right things.
That's correct. Okay. So, if Dr. Femi, let me hold you tight there. Joining us in this beautiful conversation is our man from Toronto, Canada, Sir George Chukwu. Sir George, you are coming the right time. You're coming the right time. How are you, big man?
I am awesome, and I want to thank viewers from around the world. And Doc Olufemi, it's good to have you here. Conversation is always very interesting when you're here. A massive Mark.
Thank you, Sir Mark,
for moderating.
Yes, George, thank you very much.
Yeah, George. Oh, sorry for the inconvenience. You guys didn't roll back on your time arrangement. Yeah. So yes, I know you called earlier you thought it was. So what we will do is we'll follow the Nigerian timing. That's what we'll do from next week. Sorry for that, George. The discussion is the building collapse in Lagos this morning, and Femi just said something so pivotal. I mean, he said it well. Now we're asking why. Well, it happens around the world, or why do we every wake up one day and hear building collapse and people died, people. George, what could be this? What's happening? Why are these structures falling like that, like sand, quicksand?
Well, what you're seeing is actually former administrations that were not very what I would call they don't entail on details when it comes to certain things. It's almost like a system of people where people cast off restraint, do whatever they want when they want it. You know, they don't check, the building structures and the building materials that are being used. There is a department in Nigeria that actually does these things. And one of the major problems we've had is lack of, attention to details. And those are lack of attention to details is whereby somebody will go and get a license or get a license, to build a building, but maybe because whatever that was done under the table, every blind eyes will go to the structure itself and the type of material that is being used. When you come to North America and the way it's supposed to be, and most of the things that are happening here in Nigeria is as a result of those negligence in the past. But now the resulting consequences are people are dying and structures are falling simply because of negligence from the government structure originally. And then we're seeing most of them now. Now you see buildings being collapsed simply because people are going there, paying money and getting license, to put structures where they're not supposed to be. So these are one of the things, eyewitnesses describe chaos and panic as residents awarded emergency responders when this building fall. So they're saying that rescue agencies, including LASEMA and the fire service, when they arrived over there, they were still waiting to see if somebody died. I think they say one person died, and a few people are basically injured. So we don't know the latest report. But the one thing that we know is there's got to be a strict building inspection and enforcement. It has to be regular structural audits and penalties for substandard materials or unauthorized modification. People that are importing some of these materials, they need to go through investigation to make sure that what they are using to put these buildings together are very strong enough to maintain some of these high-rise buildings. And these are the things that we really need to make sure, and then we have to ensure professional oversight, ensure only certified engineers and architects handle construction projects with proper regulatory supervision. And then after that, before the building is opened, there got to be some kind of test from the same people that gave these licenses before. So, and also the strengthened emergency response system and public awareness to improve rescue speed and coordination. What we have seen is the LASEMA was there, fire department was there, but we don't know how fast they came. But we are thankful that it did happen, that they were there to help these people out. So these are the things that we have right now.
Thank you. Good update, George. Thank you for saying it the way the news also put it. Now we're looking into that what is around it. Dr. Femi, you said earlier that people, shady jobs. George is now saying also government should also have a regulatory body that looks at such heavy buildings. Let's hear more from you, Dr. Sheg, with Dr. Lufemi. Go ahead.
Anywhere in the world, it's a global practice, a global international practice for building regulators to go about inspecting houses under construction to see that projects are done to specifications and all this stuff. But the Nigerian in us is the issue there. It's not there are no laws. It's not there are no laws. It's not there are no punitive measures to stop those ones. But the Nigerian in us will always subvert the system. And what will happen is that when these people come in there, there's someone that have an envelope ready for them. They are disrupting. They have a target to meet. Before you know it, the reason why the people came in the first instance is that because they wanted an envelope, and so they give them the envelope and they go. I'll tell you, I've had a project in Lagos.
Imagine envelope with people's life. I mean, envelope, Femi.
Yeah, envelope is bribe.
Yes, bribe? I understand that, and I'm saying that what level of bribe could somebody take to kill people when you know structure is not firm, is not solid, or the materials are all inferior, and you're taking envelope.
Man,
can I say something, Dr. Femi?
Do you know something else? People take bribe for? Yeah, go on. Yes, I judge.
You know, one of the things also that we need to really pay attention to, because some of that, like you said it before, the Nigerian in us, a bag of cement ought to give you certain number of cement. But what they do sometimes is they add additional sand so that this thing is not held together. So, and these are the structures and the things that we need to pay attention to, because when you have more sand than cement that holds it together, what happens is easy for rain to fall and the whole structure collapse. So these are the things that we need to pay attention to.
Exactly.
So George just hit that well. Yes. So viewers joining us, we are discussing what happened this morning in Lagos. A building collapse. They said 21 people were rescued. One person was dead at that point in time. But we don't know if these 21 people will, building collapse on people's head. Their bones and their flesh will be torn apart. Terrible, terrible, Dr. Femi. Okay, gentlemen, thank you for that. Yeah, it is indeed. It is. We that people will learn build house agents and builders will learn to really make the structures solid, so that we don't have all these stories happening. Gentlemen, let's. It's Between the Lines, 27th of October. Let's move. We'll be taking it around as we go. Here in Europe also is an interesting story. Some people went into the museum, a major museum here in France, and stole jewelries, lots of it, 100 million of jewelries in the Louvre jewelry. Yeah. So, George, you have that story. It's quite an interesting one.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
Yes.
Where they call it the heist. I think
a
movie will come out on this one, and a movie will come out on it. Actually, thieves stole eight.
You can unmute your phone when the video runs and still tell us. Yes, tell us the thing, but what the story there? That's the man.
Thieves stole 8 French crown jewels worth estimated at $102 million from Louvre's museum in Paris in just 7 minutes. That's a master craftsman. These people were so good that actually they say that the escape footage is It's noisy. It's noisy. The new film
Yeah,
shows the
yeah. Go
two
ahead.
suspects making a slow, brazen escape in broad daylight using
Yes.
truck-mounted lift. Let her fleeing an
To,
with an electric scooter. Now, the museum director admitted to major security flaws, including lack of cameras covering the point of entry into and escape. Listen to this. Listen to this. Listen, I mean, I know they are
Yes.
saying that, the museum director is saying something. I believe that there was an internal thing happening right there. Why
Thank
would the
you.
camera go off
Okay.
when they're going in and they're going out? Somebody inside was paid, or they were able to connect to that particular camera where they were able to
Okay.
stop it from somewhere for them to get in and get out. But thankfully, they have been arrested. But this was a good one, though, because a movie will come out of this.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
If,
A
incredible.
movie
if
will come
this
out of
had
it. Go ahead.
if this had
Go ahead.
happened in Africa, aside Nigeria, you can
Mhm.
say, oh, high level of insecurity.
Okay.
Exactly,
Okay.
exactly. But
Okay.
this one
Okay.
also, I think there was
Mm-hmm.
an inside scoop,
Insider.
inside information, insider there.
Insider. There's an
Mm-hmm.
insider.
Mhm. Who
You
actually
know,
was able to stop the
yes.
camera until the heist started and finished in 7 minutes.
You know,
That-
our viewers need to know that those in Africa, the white man are high criminals too, but they
Yeah.
do theirs in a very professional way. They plan it so well. They do it in a way that sometimes you it will beat your imagination how they pulled it up. So yes, criminals are all over the world. This is what we're trying to establish here. It's not a Nigerian thing. It's not one people thing. It is that the world have bad people and good people.
That's
So these guys
everywhere
made
you
away
go.
with 100 million jewel heist, like you said, George. And persecutors have been able to catch one of them. But multiple people are involved in that whole thing.
Of
Multiple,
course, of
many
course,
people.
of course.
Yes, some people were caught trying to run away. They were almost at the border of Paris, trying to go to another country when they were nabbed. So that's what we. So that's it. That's it, viewers. So you're all tuned into beautiful Monday starter between the lines. Dr. Olufemi, give us some updates from No News Corner. Let's hear something happening. Kanu's in court session and all this. What's happening?
Before we go into the Nigerian thing, in England here, there was this incident of an immigrant who was mistakenly released with some orders, and is an Ethiopian. Mistakenly is an illegal immigrant, detained and was mistakenly released. And he went out to go and commit sexual uh, assault on a school girl and a woman as well. So he went on the run. He was on the run for a while. So he was just arrested today. Since Thursday they've been announcing that he is on the run, but he got arrested yesterday. That is in England here. As of Nigeria, as
Mhm.
Mazi Nnamdi Kanu trying to become a senior advocate of the prison by going to defend himself in
Senior
court.
advocate. Oh my God.
Now his legal team, to them they are not smart enough. His legal
Ooh.
team, they are not legally savvy enough. He has
Ooh.
to dismiss them. And I wasn't surprised because the way he spoke to them in the publics a few months ago was so demeaning. But if I were a lawyer, I will not defend him again. The lawyer was talking, and the lawyer was talking somewhere. He just said, "Shut up! I'm talking." So his
No,
legal.
that's his way. He's very, very arrogant, and he can cut
Yeah.
you anytime because he thinks he
So,
feels like a lord.
but you don't do
Yeah.
that. But
Okay.
you don't do that in public to someone that is
Okay.
defending you. So I wasn't. That's what I'm saying. That's their business. But for him, for me, I'm not surprised that he sacked them and he wants to defend himself. All of a sudden, he's a lawyer that wants to defend himself. But by and large, no matter what it is, let him open his defense, and let it take its course.
All right. Thank you very much, Dr. Femi. Georgie, we were doing just tidbits from your corners and what you
Yes.
Yeah. Tell us what you have from your corner.
Well, here in Canada, there's a little flash news that is going on. Recently, you know, because of the tariff from the United States of America, Donald Trump, you know, has imposed some tariffs on metal and iron and some other merchandise from Canada. Canada is the U.S. largest trade companion, if I may call it so, trade partner. You know, and then Mexico is involved in the triumph nation type of situation. But recently, there's a premier here in Canada. You know, Premier Ford recently posted something in all the American newscasts and everything during the baseball game and all the games. That thing is supposed to come down today about what Ronald Reagan said many years ago about tariffs. That tariffs actually does not help nations. That nations ought to come together and help one another, you know, when it comes to tariffs. So when that thing was played, when Trump had it, Trump actually applauded it at the beginning, you know, and then 2 days later, you know, the Reagan library said that that was not representing what Reagan meant. Trump made a flip immediately and then added 10% that there is no more discussion with Canadian people when it comes to that. And then even our prime minister, who's supposed to be meeting with him, he said, I'm not meeting with him anymore. So the point is this, and our prime minister is one of the most intelligent men that I've ever met. He knows how to handle people like that. So he basically was answering questions regarding that. And even when they asked him, are you angry that the Premier Ford was, you know, put this thing in there? He used such a fantastic, diplomatic, wise way to deal with this situation. So now what happened with that is after the whole entire thing, you know, so Canada is still standing strong. But the major problem we are having right now is when is this going to open up again so that the negotiations will come, so all of us will come together, you know, be able to help one another, because this imposition of high tariffs on nations is destroying the world economy. The world economy is at large right now is at a standstill because you don't know what is going to happen tomorrow. Trump might wake up and a voice tells him something in his dreams. He will come and do it right away. So we don't know. Because of his instability, everybody is on edge. And that's exactly the truth. Even Americans are on edge. That's what the
Americans are on edge. And still on Trump, let's talk more on this a few minutes. Still on Trump, he's going around Asia. He just left the Asian summit. But they say his president there actually spiced up the event. Now he's meeting with the new female Japanese prime minister, and he will and he will also meet with the Chinese leader, but they'll be meeting in South Korea. Let the studio play us a clip of him touching down in one of these places. Okay, that was in there meeting with I think that was him meeting with some diplomats before he will now meet with the new prime minister, the new female prime minister of Japan. George, you gave us a good one on that update. Now, Dr. Femi, Trump and his tariff. Where will this lead America and the world global? Remember, Ngozi Iweala was saying that this whole thing is tightening global economic business. You know, Trump, the tariff, blasting off China also with tariffs and all of that. But Femi, from your own economic point of view, what do you think? Where will this lead world business and Americans?
I think the moment with all these tariffs bashing, it has led the world trade track so fragile at the moment because it's affected global business because although some countries may be exempted from the tariffs, they might have byproducts from the companies that has the tariff on them, and one way or other it has it's a spiral around. But the key and most important thing here is that the basics of world business is not the same again.
It's not the same again. Absolutely.
Yeah, there's some shifting that is happening there. For example, I was listening to Alhaji Dangote about the extension of his refinery. He mentioned something, and I went to go and do research on it. Aramco Saudi Arabia is now exporting bulk of its crude oil for refinery outside Saudi Arabia. That is to say, is they are resourcing the crude oil refinery outside Saudi Arabia for further. Yeah. So you see that there's a little bit of shifting all over. Countries are not monopolistic with business again. But in order to defend and to protect American economy and American business, because Trump is a businessman, he's a businessman president. So I think to a large extent, he's also thinking of how when I get out of office. When I get out of office, I must defend. I must defend my constituency. It's more about defending his constituency than American economy. So business constituency is his constituency. So he is somehow defending that constituency by using American or presidential office to do that. And when he does that, what is in long and short run is that it favors his community, his constituency, which is the business community. Although in the long run, it also affects the American society in a positive way. American society is becoming more of a consuming society. So maybe when they start producing and they protect their industries a little bit from American Russian Chinese influence. Maybe they can protect America a little bit. Maybe.
Okay. So, few minutes, we're going to break, Bob. Still on business. We're talking business now, viewers. We're talking business. There's this good news coming from Afrimex Bank. I don't know if you have those stories, George. The Minister of Finance, Nigerian Minister of Finance and Economy, Wale Edu, presided over an event this morning in Egypt, handing they say he was handing the leadership. I think Nigeria has been holding that Afrimex Bank leadership for some time, so he was handing it now to another person. And I've watched the news, followed that story. Some remarkable things said about Nigeria and its banking system. George, is there anything you have on this?
Yeah, just a short narrative of what actually happened. The Nigerian oversaw significant change in leadership at the African Export-Import Bank. It's called Afrixim Bank, during an event in Cairo. So Afrixim Bank, yes. So this handover is described as very historic and indicating it was a major and likely formal transition of power for the Pan-African financial institution. So Nigeria, headed it for a while. So now it's going to another. But I wanted to comment a little bit about, the impact of, Trump's trade war, basically. There's a paradigm shift. I don't know, Dr. Femi, did you listen to the to Canadian Prime Minister when he was being questioned? He said that the World Trade System is on a paradigm shift. It's a new thinking, only because of this. But in the long run, one of the major problems is that nations are rising up right now, collaborating more with one another outside of America. So this, trade war protectionism is going to now bring about if this bloc that started the BRICS, if they are intelligent enough, this is the time for them to rise and begin to collaborate together. Africans can rise and collaborate together, tear down the walls that they have created, invisible walls they've created against us with each other, trading with one another. It's easier for you to do business with most of these North American companies and European countries than Africa to Africa. So this African type of situation, this is really the time for us to think outside the box, think outside the norms that we are used to. So I believe that in the long run, what is going to actually happen is America will be left behind. Because don't forget that the influence of America is not only that the measure of their currency, the world is using it, but now all of a sudden countries are escaping it and using gold to measure
doing
their
business,
making
business. Yes. All right,
so
George. Thank you very much.
Is when this individual, if he continues in this reign for a few more years, what will happen? People will not trust America again to trust them to do business, thinking that is as it used to be. Everybody will try to protect one another. Right now, Canada is opening transactions and businesses with other countries. This is something that we didn't used to do because we used to trust our neighbor, America. But now we are extending our tentacles outside of America into other African countries. So it's
extending your tentacles to other parts of Africa. So good, you're there on ground. So whatever we say, we want to say, you have it. Gentlemen, let's go have a glass of water, quench our thirst. We'll come back. There's more stories. Paul Biya is not stepping down. He's not taking any shot. Nothing will shake that man. Let's come back and talk about all of this and more. Viewers, you're tuning into Between the Lines, into 7th day of October, and we're here. George is here from Toronto, Canada. Dr. Olufemi is here from London, UK. We'll see you on the other side. Thank you.
Elevate your new week, fuel your success. SSM invites you to kickstart each weekday with our news update Between the Lines, featuring the week's top news and analysis and the most attention-grabbing lines, deciphering world events. Hook up to SSM Monday program Between the Lines. In a world where news flies around every minute, you need the ability to relate and connect with what matters and stay up to date. Schengen Story Media News Echoes program is Africans in Diaspora and at Home's leading English news network, one of the most trusted, respected sources for news updates on current affairs as they affect global Africa.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Between the Lines, 27th day of the month of October, and we're here with our updates. Gentlemen, Cameroon is on fire. An hour ago, I went to the news line. Cameroonians are protesting hard. Dr. Femi, why is Paul Biya, well, the news is that Paul Biya has been declared the winner of that election. They say he did it with 50% of votes, and I mean, that is it. Paul Biya, the 92-year-old leader that has been there for 8 terms, is still the president of Cameroon. Who wants to go first? Cameroon. Cameroon. George, you want to tell us something?
Can I? We might laugh about this, but this is a disaster of huge magnitude that is a shame, being perpetrated in Africa by France. France is behind this. I had a discussion with a couple of students from my university a few days ago about this. And these boys told me that, this young man told me that the reason why they're in England was because they were refugees in the southwestern part of Cameroon. They said, the area where the Bakassi area, whom the English-speaking area of Cameroon are under siege by the military, aided by France. That France is behind all this in order so that they can continue to drill oil from Bakassi Peninsula. The moment the government changes in Cameroon, that will the guarantee of drilling oil in Bakassi Peninsula is limited. But he now said that something everybody knows about France. Then he now said it wasn't only France that's in there. That a couple of 4 or 5 other Western nations are there drilling and taking crude oil for almost nothing. Yes. So
no tax, nothing.
All this is about the oil in Bakassi.
Okay.
They don't care. The wife and the Secretary General of the party are the one running the government. This is a man that said he won the election, that did not campaign. They have to carry his pictures to people to vote for somebody that they have not seen. Almost a year. And this is a 93-year-old man. For goodness sake, all is trying to acquire. When will he enjoy it? When he is hanging on the power like this? But behind all this is the Western nation.
Okay. Okay. Thank you very much, Dr.
That's really one aspect of this whole entire saga. Okay, see, this man, they're saying that he won. When the political movement that his opposition made by announcing that he won was a very political, diplomatic move, because they already know what was going to happen. And I said it here last week. That he was only doing this in order to make sure that the people are ready. So when it's rigged again, they will come out and say, no more, we're not going to accept it. But the bottom line to it is this: what is happening in that area of Bakassi is happening in Nigeria, in Sambisa. It is happening. So when you see Boko Haram stationed in a particular area, with arms and having one of the best arms in the whole world today that even our own military doesn't have, who is supplying it to them? And what is it that they're protecting in that area? Because helicopter is coming in and going out all the time, and people are reporting it. White people are always there. So when we see all these things happen, it's still African happening to us. Africa, that is supposed to be a giant in the world, today is nothing but a crawling ant, simply because of our leaders. And our leaders are so selfish and self-centered. They don't look at the world, the economy as a whole, to help the poor and the needy. You know, to them, it's all like me, myself, and I. Let me fatten my pockets. You know, when I retire, I can live, you know, dandy. But this man has come to the point where I believe that the best thing for these Cameroonians to do is to refuse to get out to do anything. Let the economy get shut down permanently. But you will not have it to because you know why? There will be always, even if Satan comes today to be a president in the world, you will see you know, billions, you know, following him. So even this man himself, there are still some people benefiting out of his whatever he's doing, and they don't want to, you know, be. After all, what would it take to buy this man? It's nothing. But then, no, it's nothing now.
Remember also that the daughter came and said, "You people vote for this, my own papa." Now, yeah. Now, Tichiroma, that's the yes. Can you imagine? Can you imagine your own daughter, your own flesh and blood coming out to go against you and say, "Listen, my people don't vote for this, my papa. My papa is part of."
Do you know there's more to that girl, that woman coming out? Let me, because I asked this Cameroonian guys. They said what's behind it was they said mom is the one running government. So even within the family, there's only food within the family. So the girl is supposed to be enjoying the legacy from the government. They've been blocking her. Therefore, is that say, okay, for me not to enjoy, all of us are not going to enjoy. So they know that it is not about it is all about selfishness. But please let me explain something about this Western thing.
Okay, go ahead.
Over the years, we have seen leaders who have been able to stand up to the West being wasted on our soil, and life continues. Thomas Sankara is one. Sankara is one. Nkrumah is another. MK Abiola is one. MK Abiola is one. Gaddafi is another one. Now, whenever we have leaders who openly confront government, Western world, even other the military, when Muhammadu Buhari and Idi Agbon took on the British government with the Nigeria Airways, whatever, I knew their days were numbered. A few weeks later, they were overthrown. So you see the influence of the Western world on our soil. But unfortunately, if you say our leaders, our people are also complicit. So if the leader is not careful, they will use people around them to finish them. They will use people around them. Look at what they've turned Libya to today.
True.
My brother, I've been to Libya under Gaddafi. I was on my way to Nigeria, and I had a stopover for 2 days. I went to this city, beautiful city, beautiful. Today is in ruins. 13 years on, no president, no leader. That the country is a jungle. Why? Western influence. So sometimes, if we say our leaders too are human, and they are vulnerable to some extent. But at least, like Sir George said, stand up. You'll be counted for something instead of falling down for nothing.
You said it so well, Dr. Femi. You didn't mention Patricia Lumumba. Yes. All of it, like you said, they are associates, they are close pals, close partners that played them out. You know, all of them. Thomas Sankara, it was the vice and his best friend. You know, thank you. Go ahead.
There was a movie that was done here by a Canadian, about these Pan-African head of states that came together in those days. There was a movie that was done, and most of them were in London and other areas. So, but what I mean, seriously, when you think about it, we are
Think
still
about it.
smiling and saying all this. So we have a president, sitting today. We don't even know his age, but we know that he's very active. And hey,
We
doing
don't
his
know
own
his
thing.
age.
He's doing good. Our
Mhm.
president is good. So, but when I'm talking about old age now. I mean, it was the
Yeah.
pressure that was on Biden for him to step down, and when he stepped down, he handed over the government to Trump, per se. So we see a lot of other European countries. Some of them really don't care about, they want to stay there, they want to do their own thing. But let me tell you something that's going to happen eventually. Where America is going today is going to be like Paul Beer if care is not taken.
Hmm.
Leave it.
Wow.
Yes.
I-
Some people are insinuating that Trump might want to do
I
a
didn't,
third
I didn't
term
say
too.
I didn't
Yeah.
say
That is not
anything.
that
I
is
heard
not
that. I
possible.
heard that. I
Listen
heard
to
that.
this now.
That is
Listen
not
to this.
possible.
I heard
It
that.
might not be possible, all things
No,
being
no, no.
equal.
There's a metrics to it. It's not
Oh
that direct.
yeah.
Olufemi, it's not that there'll be a
Let
direct
me-
election and it will be no. There's a plan.
Yeah.
There's a metric
That is
I
the that's
got.
it.
Now the
Yeah.
metric is that he's grooming of the vice. What's his name again? Now he might win. He might. I mean, that's what they are alleged saying. The metrics. The vice might win. Then at the point this vice step down and he comes up. And there's how they've
That is not
split it.
possible.
And
That is just
wait,
that is,
let's watch.
please that is
Okay.
beer parlor talk. Let's go to the next
Can
topic.
we
That's
can,
beer parlor talk.
Prof, listen to this. Listen to this.
Okay, the
Listen to this.
interesting. All right,
When the
Jet. Okay.
first time he came in, I was saying
Mhm.
what I was
Yeah.
saying. When they said, "Oh, he did not win," and many pastors that were saying, "Oh, that he won the election," I said, "You guys are talking about something that might happen in the future. Leave these people alone. They know what they saw." Okay.
Yeah.
Eventually, he came back again, and I was telling people then. I mean, I was discombobulated also myself, but what I saw was that the man will eventually come back, and he did. Let me tell you, I say, all things being equal, he will not, it is impossible. But let me tell you, all things are not equal right now as we speak. Even inside
Yeah.
America, all things are not equal. And
It
is
is
succeeding. He is succeeding. He is all the democrats, all the states that are being ruled by Democrats are being hijacked one by one. You don't understand what is
All right,
going
all right. Dr. Femi say it's beer parlor talk. Let's not do beer parlor talk here.
their
Wait,
system is too strong for that. Their
okay,
system is too strong for that. Please don't
Okay,
okay.
let us.
let's keep going.
Let's talk.
Keep going.
Let's
Anyway,
talk real politics.
yes, we are talking about Cameroon, the old president,
Oh, by the way,
92-year-old
when
that
it
is
comes
coming
to Cameroon,
for the
Massive
8th
Mark,
time.
I think that
Mhm.
Nigeria should annex the English-speaking Cameroon. Let them join us because they were actually some of these people are our brothers. No, seriously. You remember that they used to have their own meetings.
Yeah. We had Big
In
Zik's
Lagos.
party,
Yes, yes.
NCP. It
So
was
it is
after
actually the white man
with
that came and divided
yeah.
us. So we need to go back
Mhm.
and absorb our English-speaking brothers over there and give them a better,
Please,
a better opportunity if it is possible.
please,
But
Mhm.
that's what I'm saying.
please
Because
go and
if
read
China,
this.
hold on, if China is going after Taiwan, America is trying to come after Canada, and then and so so so
I want you to go and read the charter on Bakassi Peninsula. This is
Mhm.
we shouldn't be discussing this. Obasanjo concession Bakassi Peninsula to the Cameroonian government with an agreement which was packaged by France. So
Okay.
the Paris Club, let me explain something. The Paris Club was involved in this in the area of debt forgiveness. The Paris Club was involved area of it. So I won't speak more than that. The Paris Club was involved
Yeah.
because of debt
Mhm.
forgiveness, and therefore
Yes.
France was behind this in packaging it. So what they did was they put it watertight. So coming back, annexing it, forget it. We don't want another war with our neighbor. The ones that we have here.
I mean, it might not be war. It might not be war.
Anybody that wants to be Nigerian to cross over to Cross River State.
It could be
yes, but you know there's a very close tie. There's a very close tie with the south of Nigeria, south, that part of Cross River, and the north of Cameroon. And those people almost they have so much similarity in culture, in tradition, and everything. All right, gentlemen, good one. So, viewers, we're talking Cameroon. The president is doing his 8th term again. He's been elected, and let's see how it goes. It plays out. Well, sometimes too, gentlemen, they say there's wisdom with the age. I mean, who knows if the wisdom in him could also help bring some. There's wisdom in the age. So
wisdom could be if your physical body is not being deteriorated the way it's supposed to be with this man. The man can't even move anymore. They're carrying him. They're holding him up. You know, so that's the point there. And, you know, I mean, tell me, after 40-something years of his leadership in Cameroon, what can we boast of? What can we boast of in that nation? Nothing. Absolutely zero. Nothing. No. But the family becoming political fat cats. That's all it is. So it's just deplorable.
Anyway, the streets are still protesting, very strong protests. People are also bringing structures, building, you know, they no go agree, like they would say. They no go agree. Gentlemen, let's crap it up.
When they are destroying all these things, who is going to suffer at the end? Not the elite. The elite is living in their large houses, and, you know, a small thing, they will fly outside of the country. So it's almost like shooting yourself on the foot when they're destroying all these things. The only thing they could do, let everybody stay home, nobody go to work, let the economy shut down and see what's going to happen. But it will not happen. People will be afraid. They want to chop.
Let's see how it goes. Dr. Femi and Sir George, this next talk is a little bit more like social discussion. There's this morning there was this news. There was this topic that was going on. Yes, Ned Woko was saying that Ned, precisely in his words, he said, "I feel sorry for men with one Y. I feel sorry for men with one Y." Let's hear this. Femi will talk his own. George, you say, "Oh, let's see what happened in Channels TV with Ned and the young man, the presenter." And the statement.
Personally, you've done many impossible.
Tell me what it is. But
you married 4 wives. That's almost impossible, isn't it?
That's another
kettle of
another topic for
discussion. We need a lecture on how you can be able to achieve that.
Every man should do that. Every man should do that.
The Bible does not prescribe that.
Oh, the Old Testament does. Old Testament.
So you're a man of Old Testament.
I am a man of
planning to marry more?
I'm a man of faith. Yes.
You planning to marry more?
Well, look, that's not what you're here for. You know?
I'm just asking. By the way, what do you have 4? I mean, how did you achieve that? That's incredible.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you have a wife. But you also have girlfriends. That's the difference.
I don't actually. I'm a Christian. One wife. That's what the Bible preaches.
I will make some research. Do some research about you.
Please do. Find out. But I mean, in all of this, how do you manage it? Because it's incredibly difficult to even manage being with a partner. Not talk of 1, 2, 3, and 4. You don't have any regret.
Gentlemen, you two are both ministers for the gospel also. Is it true that this idea of polygamy, bigamy, and whatever you call it, is it true that it's no more, shouldn't happen again? God said, you and one wife, you must be with one wife. I mean, George, let me start with you. What will you say about this?
Well, I mean, the only thing that we know is that when Adam and Eve was created, God could have created Eve, Lisa, could have created at least 12 more wives for Adam, because it was well needed then for population of the earth. But he created only one woman, one wife. And even the Lord himself said, how was it at the beginning? He said it's only one wife and one man. But we started populating and we started having issues, with certain women might not be able to give you the child that you want or that you're clamoring for, and then you go and marry another one. In the New Testament, actually, it does not openly condemn multiple wives. There is no place there that it says you should not marry more than one wife. So, but it tells hold tight. But it tells you that if you want to be a minister in the gospel, that it is easy for you to have one wife. And that's one of the qualifications. But there is no place in the New Testament where I understand that it was mandated that you have to have one wife. So that's what it is. Now, if you want to be like Ned Nwoko, that is having issues every day and having problems and having, because when you bring two women, talk less of four, there's got to be squabbles. You can't even manage one. Talk less of having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 like they're doing. It's very rare when you find peace when you have multiple wives and several children. So personally, as a child of God, as a Christian, one woman. That's it. One woman.
That's it from you, George. That's yours. Dr. Femi, do you have multiple wives there?
To a large extent, I will agree with you. George, to a large extent, I agree with you onto the last bit of your statement. I'm from a family where my late dad had 3 wives. We all eat in the same pot. We are still very tight knit together. We are 10 of us, and you will not know who is mother of anyone. It depends on how strong-willed the man is and how forthright that man is.
Very
and
good.
I know a very, very important, highly rich and highly respected legal luminary in Nigeria. 1 wife, 5 children. They are enemies, all from the same mother. They are enemies, and their enmity have turned to generations. And they all came from the same mother, 1 wife, and they are all enemies of each other. So today, even after about 3 decades, the man is gone, almost 3 decades, they are still not able to read his will because they are fighting each other. And they are all rich, very rich, but they are fighting each other today. So it does not mean because somebody is married 3, 4, 5 wives that crisis comes. It depends on how you are able to manage it. And also, like my brother said, the idea of this polygamy and monogamy has been overstretched and overcoined with different cultures. In this culture, they're still insisting on 1 man, 1 wife. But in this culture, you find somebody say, I'm in my 7th marriage. And they'll say it proudly. I'm in my 4th marriage. They'll say, my woman will say proudly. But meanwhile, if you are in the 2nd marriage in Nigeria, it's a shame. It's a culture. So the cultural difference is coined in that. Meanwhile, there are a lot of people who are 1 wife, 4 or 5 concubines. And the Muslim world says you can marry 4. And they have 4 with other 4 concubines outside. So our culture has already overridden all the tenets we're talking about here. The culture of how we live and what we do and how we relate with each other has overridden all this we're talking about. Until some people who say they have 1 wife, until they die, you see how many children that comes out from the closet.
Guys,
1 wife.
Guys, guess what? Somebody is writing. He said this is a topic to really address. Somebody just put on our WhatsApp chat. He said this is a topic to really address. There's a thumb up there. Now, but I think we might come on this on a broader view because it's causing confusion and I mean, people are getting mixed up somehow. But I like what you're saying, Dr. Femi. You're giving it out, in sight. And that person said this topic should be addressed well. So what we'll do is make our time, George. Or you want to say something again?
No,
Because
I
our
just want
time is
to say
up.
something. We are not putting everything in one basket. I mean, there are norms and there are exceptions. Femi, Dr. Femi, your case is an exception, honestly speaking, because in a large scheme of things, when you really see when you bring a lot of families together, especially from the southeast. I'm talking about what I know about, because it's not something that is so common among us. You know, it used to be, but it's no longer. You see a lot of struggle, see a
Used to
lot of
be.
differences. So now, for now, you know, you can find men. I know I have friends that, you know, their dad married several wives. And I mean, one of them, they're eating a family, you know, they are, you know, I mean, all of them are, you know, brothers and sisters from different moms. That, you know, you don't eat from your mom alone, you eat
Oh,
anywhere.
okay.
So
All
these
right.
are just the exceptions. But the norm is, you want to live a long life. The only way you can succeed, if you want to marry like several wives, each one will have their own homes, independent, and you visit them at will when you decide to. Yeah. So in
All
order
right.
to
All right.
avoid all
So
those problems.
Dr. Femi is smiling because it's
I
still
know,
married to what he's saying. But what I know is this: there are some people that are destined to be like King Solomon, King David, and you know, there are some people that they know how to manage that home, like Dr. Femi said. Gentlemen, let's do our last words for today. Dr. Femi, what do you have to say before we go?
Yeah,
Good talk.
I want to congratulate Professor Amupiton on his attendance to the and confirmation and his swearing in, and also congratulate the new service chiefs who has been appointed by the president, and we're looking forward to reshaping the security architecture of the country. God bless you, Nigeria. God bless you anywhere you are. I hope is alive in Nigeria.
Hope is alive in Nigeria. Good words, good one. Georgie, what do you have there?
I will continue to give thanks and praise to Almighty God for our president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that God will continue to grant him the wisdom and the leadership under him, all the way to the, you know, to the service chiefs and the governors, House of Rep, and everybody, that there will be unity in Nigeria and a plain fair ground for everybody to participate in the prosperity that is coming to our country. So I'm praying for them and the Justice Department to be reformed, just the same way they're reforming the you know, these service chiefs, you know, that they also will reform the, you know, the Justice Department in Nigeria, so that people will go to court and, you know, hope to get fair justice. So that is my prayer. And God bless the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and God bless the, you know, the country of Canada, because they've given me a home here, and I bless them.
Nice, wonderful. God bless you guys. Thank you so much.
Yes,
you guys didn't come last week. We'll talk about service chief. We'll talk about Amepiton and all of that. But it's past now. But thank you for all the words, Dr. Femi. Awesome, Dr. Femi. When you come around, you bring good insights. Yes, you do.
No, Dr. Femi is,
and we continue our argument on the block. Yeah, he has it.
In full ground. Full ground.
Yes, yes. And George is there too. Yes. All right, viewers. So this is it. Between the line, one day, beautiful start. Gentlemen, if you can make it, Dr. Femi, we'll be having a special guest, a lady from the on Wednesday. If you guys can make it, nice. Let's yes, Wednesday. That's Omolara Williams. Very good, a politician, young mind.
What time?
You know,
8 o'clock.
No, it will be in the morning. It will be in the morning. 11.
I'll be able
11.
to make the money because I'm going to watch football, Emirates in the evening. So money will be good.
Yes, that's so you look your time. That will be 11 o'clock your time.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check my own time because we haven't changed our time. So maybe mine will be 5 o'clock instead of 6 now. Oh my God.
Okay. What we'll do is we'll put it with Nigeria time. Well, 11 o'clock Nigerian time will be the time. So awesome, guys. Good night. Have a great day, great week. God bless you. Bye bye.